Hey guys, NoZoupForYou here, and that time is finally upon us. German battleships have been released. They are out now for everyone to play. You can start grinding away at the tier. So the first ship you're going to come across is the Nassau, and that's what I'm going to take a look at today, and just kind of an overview of the German battleships as a whole. I know a lot has been said already going off of stats that are out there. I know there are a lot of fears. Some people are concerned that the entire line is not going to be that great. And it's going to be subpar compared to that of the IJN and United States lines. I want to assuage those fears of you right now, though, because I have played every single ship in the line. And while some are not spectacular, and by that I mean the 9 and 10, I think we all know about those. However, those are getting reworked. There are significant changes coming to them, so there is hope for those ships. I wouldn't be too concerned about them right now. The rest of the line is very, very enjoyable. Now, I will give you a word of caution. These ships play a lot different than other battleship lines. That's good, though. I like that. I'm glad that I don't have another line of United States battleships, or I don't have another line of Japanese battleships. It's very, very nice that you have a different style of gameplay needed for these battleships. And when I say a different style, I'm serious. You have to play German battleships differently. I liken them to a surgical tool, kind of like a scalpel or something similar to that. They're a finesse weapon. They really are. But they're fun. They're kind of in between both the United States and Japanese ships. They don't really excel in one category, maybe except rate of fire, which most of them have excellent rate of fire compared to their counterparts. But of course the downside to that is their guns are usually smaller. So they're right in between, and it took me a little while to figure out how to play them. But once I did, things really opened up for me. I really didn't find any absolute straight-up stinkers in the entire line until, of course, I got to the very end at Tier 10. And while I hesitate to call the Grosser a stinker just because I know it's getting reworked and they've explained as much, the line's just fun. You have to play it differently, and there's some really, really good pros to the line. Again, surgical tool. They are the ultimate in destroying cruisers. That's what they're intended for. They are out there to seek out and destroy cruisers and be their absolute worst nightmares. And they can hold their own against battleships. So right now you're watching some Nassau gameplay. This is the first ship you're going to encounter. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is just going to be another Kawauchi or South Carolina. Well, it's not. And this gameplay hopefully will prove to you that you can do excellent things in the Nassau. So let's look at little stats right now. Nassau has a hit pool of 35,400 points. That's more than the South Carolina and a little less than the Kawauchi. So again, right in the middle. Its top speed is 20 knots, which that's the highest in the tier, tied with the Kawauchi. Gun range is, again, in the middle, like I said. Just about everything's in the middle with it. You've got 10.1 kilometer gun range, and this, of course, is fully upgraded, not stock. South Carolina wins in this category, and the Kawauchi falls just a little behind at 9.8 kilometer gun range. Now, here's the key. Your rate of fire is 2.7. Now, there's a nice little sinkage there. Already up to 30,000 damage. Not bad. Again, rate of fire. The Nassau reigns supreme at 2.7 rounds per minute. That is insane. Especially down here. And what do we all know? Damage per minute reigns supreme. And that's what the Nassau does good. It pumps out a lot of shells very quickly. South Carolina does 2 per minute, and the Kawauchi lags behind at an anemic 1.8 rounds per minute. So, there you have it right there. Already off the bat, the rate of fire just makes this ship an absolute gem at this tier, and a rarity. Dispersion, I really don't like getting into Dispersion down in Tier 3 because I don't think it really matters. Actually, a lot of these stats don't really matter because you're either going to be an absolute beginner down at Tier 3, or you're going to be someone... There's another nice Citadel right there. From range at that. Yeah. You can see already that the Nassau is just leaps and bounds. Could you pull off that in a Kawachi? I mean, you can't even hit the broadside of a barn 5 feet away from you, let alone ships at range. So again, Nassau just really impresses me. Some overpins right there, unfortunately. Again, I don't like discussing dispersion down at Tier 3. I don't think it matters that much, but for what it's worth, Nassau has 156 meters. Again, right in the middle. You've got the Kawachi with 147, and South Carolina has the worst dispersion at 162 meters. So, I've already got 1 kill, and I very easily could have 2 or 3 right now. I decided not to go after that ship that I absolutely decimated. There's another one that I decided to just hold off on and go for more target-rich ships. I actually probably could have had a crack in this round fairly easy. And like I was saying, down in Tier 3, you're either going to be an absolute beginner and not have a clue really what you're doing, or you're going to be someone more like me. You've gone up the ranks, you've played all the battleships, you know how to angle, you know what you're doing. You're going to come down into this tier and just absolutely club seals, which it's unfortunate, but you're really not going to be in the Nassau that long. And for many people, not being in Tier 3 that long is a good thing, especially when you've got the Kawachi, which people really don't look back at favorably. I won't say I enjoyed the South Carolina, but I feel like I did a lot better in the South Carolina than in the Kawachi. I don't know why. I think maybe just because it's more of a bruiser, you can get up close, that type of thing. Another, something I want to bring up real quick since I'm really close to this battleship is the entire German line sports very good secondaries. And for the American line, I changed all my specs to concealment spec, but for the German line, I'm definitely going to go secondary battery throughout the entire line, just because those secondaries are so phenomenal. I mean, you look at the Bismarck when you get up to that, and you've got 8-kilometer secondaries in a Tier 8 ship. I mean, absolutely fun once you get close to a battleship and you see them start popping off. And you can see again my secondaries are popping off here just a little bit before this battleship's did. So again, you might have a little advantage on your secondaries here. And in Tier 3, you know, let's face it, you're going to be really close to other battleships. It's not like the other tiers where it's standoff distances. You get up close and personal in Tier 3, and that's kind of what I like about Tier 3 in a way. You can just get in there and get after it. It's kind of fun in that respect. So every now and then going down to Tier 3 is fun. Already I'm having a pretty good game here. 65,000 damage. Just absolutely toasting this South Carolina right here. Well, he's not on fire yet, but up close, I thought he was going to go for the ram. He didn't, and we're so close at this point that I can barely even get my guns on him. And you can see me kind of veering away right now, just trying to get out of there. Again, my secondaries are popping off, or starting fires. I'm turning around, and your gun swivel's not that bad. On the, yeah, there we go. Kill him, and that's going to finish this round off. But again, Nassau, great ship for its tier. A lot of fun. So I think you all are going to enjoy this ship a lot. It's very good, and I think you're going to enjoy the German ship line overall. Just a lot of fun. So don't fear what other people have said. You know, anytime you can do close to 100,000 hit points in a Tier 3 ship, that's pretty fun. So, Nassau's fun, and it only gets better from there. So, get out there, start grinding, you're going to enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and I'll bring you more German battleship reviews. Zoup, out.